So off the back of a TikTok live I did on Monday, I was asked to do a video on Bicester Village as a business model, not as a shopping destination. So let's just start off with the basics, okay? Bicester Village is part of Value Retail, a business which operates luxury outlet villages across Europe and China. And these aren't clearance centers, just in case I need to clarify that, okay? They are carefully engineered ecosystems. So how does it actually work? Well, I'm going to tackle this from three perspectives in this video. The first is from a brand's perspective. Now, outlet villages are basically a pressure valve. They'll allow brands to clear past season stock without ever having to flood full price channels and protect flagship pricing and brand equity. And of course, monetize inventory that would otherwise just sit on a balance sheet. But crucially, outlet assortments are segmented. And what that means is basically products are usually both from previous seasons and are special outlet only SKUs, essentially controlled volumes. So that makes the mainline offer stay intact. And for many luxury brands, outlets now represent a meaningful percentage of annual revenue, but without the reputational damage of constant markdowns on the high street. And from a customer's perspective, Bicester works because it feels intentional. Customers aren't bargain hunting randomly. They're trading time and travel for perceived access to luxury at prices that feel justified, not cheap. Then you add to this stuff like international tourism and concierge services and a curated brand mix, and it becomes a luxury experience, not just a discount bin. So that's why Bicester attracts both aspirational shoppers and high spending tourists, often sometimes, by the way, on the same day. And now, the landlord's perspective. And this is where it gets really interesting because value retail doesn't just lease space, it's curating demand, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is brands benefit from things like high footfall and controlled brand adjacencies, and indeed centralized marketing and tourism partnerships. But the landlord specifically in this case benefits from long-term leases, strong tenant performance, and a model that performs well even when traditional retail is struggling. And that's a key point because outlet villages are often way more resilient than full price spaces because effectively they're destination led. And that's a really important point. Anyway, the bigger takeaway here is that outlet villages like Bicester succeed because they align incentives. The brands protect their equity, customers feel smart, not cheap, and landlords build stable, experience-driven retail assets. And so for the next generation of creatives, designers, and brand builders watching this, outlets are not a failure state. They're a bona fide piece of strategy, but only if you're deliberate. If you rely on outlets to sell everything, unfortunately, you've got a problem. But if you use them to protect the rest of your business, then, my friend, you have a serious system on your hands. Anyway, I'm Jalil, and this is how fashion really works.